Good evening from Bangkok, everyone. My name is Pataraporn Posoknitakul from MahidolUniversity. I will be your moderator of the opening ceremony today. So it's a pleasure to have you here with us today, and welcome to the Pre-RoboCup 2022 seminar. This event is hosted by the Board of Trustees, RoboCup Federation, and MahidolUniversity as the organizing team from Thailand. The Pre-RoboCup seminar is organized for 3 days from 27 to 29 of January 2022. So the main objective of this event is not only to provide the technical information, but also to be the platform for the updated leagues, rules, and regulations of the RoboCup 2022 competition, which will be held in Bangkok, Thailand on 11 to 17 July of 2022. So before we go further, I would like to briefly talking about our schedule today. So we will start with the opening ceremony from Professor Peter Stone, the president of the RoboCup Federation, the University of Texas. And then we will show you the video presentation of the RoboCup 2022 event, which will be held in Bangkok, Thailand on 11 to 17 July of 2022. Then we will turn to Professor Pedro Lima from the University of Lisbon, Portugal, the trustee of the RoboCup Federation. He will give us a welcome speech to all the participants. Finally, the last section will be Professor JackritSuthakorn, the General Chair of the RoboCup Federation from MahidolUniversity in Thailand. He will deliver a welcome speech for today. After the opening ceremony, we will have a league seminar, which will be divided into 3 main sections. So now it's time for the opening ceremony of the Pre-RoboCup 2022 seminar. So Professor Peter Stone, the president of the RoboCup Federation, is going to give us a welcome speech for the opening ceremony. So now please take a look at the video presentation from Professor Peter Stone.
Hello, my name is Peter Stone. I'm a professor at the University of Texas at Austin and also the executive director of Sony AI America. And it's a great pleasure and an honor to welcome you to Pre-RoboCup 2022 in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm very sorry I can't be there in person now, but I look very much forward to being there for RoboCup 2022 in July. And this workshop over the next 3 days is the really launching the process to get everybody ready for that event in Bangkok. One of my important roles is that I am currently the president of the RoboCup Federation, and I'm going to talk to you today about the experiences I've had over my career as a researcher in artificial intelligence and robotics that's very much been inspired by RoboCup since its beginning back in the mid-1990s. So I'll start a little bit by introducing myself and where I'm coming from and what my research challenge has been, and then I'll move towards talking a little bit about some of the leagues that we have at RoboCup. So first of all, like I said, I am from the University of Texas at Austin, and there are some very exciting times now. We just launched a machine learning laboratory, as well as a new interdisciplinary initiative called Good Systems. It's sort of an AI for good kind of effort that includes people both in computer science and engineering, but also in the humanities and social sciences. And I'm right now the director of Texas Robotics, where we just had the ribbon cutting on a beautiful new space. A historic gymnasium that's been turned into a sort of a playground for all of robotics on campus. And we're very much looking forward to hosting the ICRA conference, one of the main conferences in robotics here in UT Austin in the year 2025. So I hope many of you who are on this call will be able to join us here in Austin, Texas, in just a few years. At Texas Robotics, we now have a set of 16 faculty and growing who publish in the core robotics conferences, including myself and Joydeep Biswas, also in computer science, who's also a trustee of the RoboCup Federation, as shown here on this slide. So the question that's really inspired my research over the years and has been very motivated by RoboCup is the one shown here. To what degree can autonomous intelligent agents learn in the presence of teammates and or adversaries in real-time dynamic domains? And so this, my research group has published in several sub-areas of artificial intelligence, including autonomous agents, multi-agent systems, machine learning, reinforcement learning, and also robotics. And these are very much in common with many other RoboCuppers. People who participate in RoboCup are also very big parts of these research communities. And for this question that's here on the slide, really one of the perfect application domains for studying it is RoboCup soccer. And so I'm going to show you here throughout this talk a series of videos of RoboCup. Here you see some of the old Sony Aibo robots playing in a game where they have to be controlled autonomously. They have to sense where the ball is, decide what actions to take, and then execute them in the environment. That was the original standard platform league, which now uses these humanoid robots by SoftBank. And this is a competition from several years ago that shows these robots where everybody has the same robots that again have to sense, decide, and act with nobody remote controlling them during the process. My own research has also been inspired by some other application domains, things like this, what we call the Building-Wide Intelligence Project, where we have a robot that's wandering through the halls in a socially interactive way. This connects a lot to another RoboCup league that I'll talk about later, called RoboCup at Home. But if you come to my lab at UT Austin, you can often see a robot like this one, just wandering through the hallways, ready to interact with you. This particular video is about some grounded language learning research that I did in collaboration with Professor Ray Mooney here at UT Austin. And I've also been inspired a lot by autonomous driving, as many people in the RoboCup community. I had a car in the DARPA Urban Challenge back in 2007. And I also now with my lab think a lot about the multi-agent system that traffic entails. And we think a lot about how cars can coordinate to try to get through intersections smoothly, as shown in this video. I could talk to you about the research that's been inspired by each of these domains and some of the new algorithms and contributions we've made in some of the areas shown here on this slide. But this talk is not really about my research. It's more about the RoboCup community. And RoboCup soccer is a very inspiring domain to many. And you'll see at RoboCup in 2022, when the whole community comes together, that we have a very sort of ambitious and inspiring goal, which is to create a team of robot soccer players that can compete with the best human soccer players, possibly against. We're now starting to also think about possibly having them be teammates, not adversaries, but against, on the same field with the best human soccer players by the year 2050. And there's many different leagues at RoboCup, but they sort of share some common features. There's incremental challenges with closed loop at each stage. The robots are designed as a multi-robot system. There's many teams from around the world can join. There's not big barriers to entry, and it's very inspiring. I know many of you on this talk are quite familiar with RoboCup, but I'm aiming this a little bit also at people who are new to RoboCup. There are these different leagues where each one sort of focuses in on different research challenges and research and engineering challenges. And so, the small size league, I'll show some videos of these momentarily, but the key is that they all focus in on robots that are fully autonomous. So for instance, in the early years, and this is back when RoboCup started in the late 1990s, there were 4 leagues. There was the standard platform league shown in the top left, the middle size league in the top right, the small size league, and the simulation league. And in those early years, just trying to get the robots to work was a huge challenge. So you see in these videos, and these aren't all my robots; these are from many people in the RoboCup community. But you see, just getting them to act. They sometimes fall over, but they get back up. They sometimes run into walls, but eventually they score goals. But it was a big feat just to get these robots, all operating on the same field. But over the years since then, now it's about 25 years since RoboCup started, And even if you just jump forward about 10 years from the beginning, you start to see huge advances. You see the robots individually moving much more quickly. They're starting to pass. They're working as teams. And those of you who are familiar with RoboCup, even now, this is jump forward another 10 or 15 years, and you see big improvements over these robots as well. It was just a penalty shot competition in the humanoid league back in those years, and now there's full games in the humanoid league as well. One of the leagues that I've participated in most is the 3D Simulation League. My team has won that competition in many of the past years. This is a video of what these games look like. It looks a little bit like a video game, but instead it's that each of the agents is controlled separately by its own individual program. They have to deal with sort of the physics of the environment to be able to walk and kick. And you have 11 different agents on each team. And so, there's a whole bunch of challenges already at the teamwork level and at the individual skill level. So we've been studying a lot of machine learning methods to get teams of these simulated agents to work together. And there's also in RoboCup Soccer every year for the past several years been a demonstration of the champion middle-sized robots against some of the trustees of the RoboCup Federation playing in a real soccer game. And now the middle-sized league is starting to think about challenge of not just of humans playing against robots, but also humans playing with robots. And this is very exciting for us within the RoboCup Federation. So RoboCup has had over the years huge numbers of research advances that it's inspired in many different areas, as shown here. Ranging from control algorithms to computer vision to machine learning, robotics, with many publications. This is actually, we did a compilation in some of the early years, just after a few years of RoboCup, and there are already hundreds of publications from the various leagues, dozens of PhD theses, and this continues. These numbers continue to grow over the years, which is very very rewarding. It shows that the ambition, the research challenge inspires people to come up with general purpose contributions that are appreciated by the broad research community. Now, when at this pre-RoboCup over the next couple of days, you'll be introduced to all of the different RoboCup leagues, and there'll be a talk, I think, from some of the organizers of each of those different leagues, and you'll see very soon that RoboCup isn't just about soccer. The initial challenge was to create robot soccer players, but now there are many other parts of RoboCup as well that are all equally important and all sort of bring the community together. There's a RoboCup Junior that focuses on education of younger students in middle school and high school. There's RoboCup Rescue, which focuses on multiple robots working together in a disaster response kind of setting, both simulation leagues and real leagues. There's RoboCup Industrial, that involves the at work and logistics leagues, which studies robots that are working with alongside people in sort of industrial settings. And there's also RoboCup at Home, which is focused on trying to help create general purpose service robots. And I showed a video earlier of my building wide intelligence project that's inspired by this RoboCup at Home league. One of the tasks that robots have had to do over the years in RoboCup at Home is things like taking out the trash. So here the robot, this is a Toyota HSR robot in the standard platform league of RoboCup at Home, where the robot has to go and find the trash cans in a mock apartment and remove the lid and then pick up the garbage and take it out of the house. And so that's sort of just one of the tasks that a general purpose service robot might need to do. Other things you can imagine having to do is loading a dishwasher or unloading a dishwasher, putting away groceries, serving food to people. These kinds of things are the sorts of tasks that are studied at RoboCup at Home, including going out into new environments. Like on the right here, the picture shown is the robot having to go to a restaurant that it's never mapped out before, never been in before, recognize, be able to find a person who calls it over, asks for orders, and the robot needs to go and identify the right item and bring it to the person. And there's a lot of ongoing research in RoboCup at home. I'm emphasizing this. It's also one that I'm most familiar with as a participant in this league. All the teams focus on manipulation and robust perception, precise adaptive navigation, natural language dialogue, and integrating neural and symbolic reasoning. And these are, many of these tasks are common across different of the RoboCup leagues. There's been great progress in these over all the years. We had a very exciting year in 2021, where there was progress at a completely virtual competition. There were more than 2,000 participants, even though it was all online. Remote competitions in all of the leagues. That really shows how vibrant our worldwide community is. But everybody is really excited to get back together again in person for RoboCup 2022 in Bangkok. And we're also celebrating a new partnership with UB Tech. And so I invite all of you to join. I really hope that everybody will be who's here on this call will be able to be there. I look forward to seeing all of you at RoboCup in person. I hope this RoboCup pre-RoboCup event is a huge success, both as a way of the league sort of getting momentum towards some of the organization, and also familiarizing those of you in Bangkok who haven't who haven't necessarily been to some of the RoboCup competitions, to really familiarize you with some of the details of the various leagues. And of course, there are many of you in Thailand who have been big parts of RoboCup over the years and have been champions and active contributors. And so on behalf of the whole RoboCup Federation and the whole board of trustees, we're very much looking forward to a very successful RoboCup 2022 in Bangkok, and I hope to see you all there. Enjoy the rest of Pre-RoboCup 2022.
So thank you so much, Professor Peter Stone, for the opening speech. So next, I would like to show you a video presentation of the RoboCup 2022, Bangkok, Thailand. So please enjoy.
Are waiting for you to come back. From the north to the south, from northeast to west, from world famous beaches to untouched islands, from time to time, from place to place. From the ocean up to the sky, from color to color, from street to rooftop, from hot to cold, from city to nature, from traditional to festival, from dusk till dawn, around the clock, around the country. Amazing feelings are waiting for you to explore again. Once the world is ready. Until we meet again. Amazing Thailand.
Hello there. We miss you so much. It's been a while. How are you? You know, Thailand has something to tell you. The scenery here is so much more amazing. I look forward to welcoming you back. Waiting for your tight hugs, your pondering moments, your attention, your quality time well spent here in our country. People too await your return. They all miss you. Lastly, we just want to tell you to take good care of yourself, and we look forward to seeing you. All the love from Thailand.
Move forward with care. Together. Amazing Thailand.
We hope that you are enjoying our presentation, and we are looking forward to seeing you in Thailand. So now we will move to the next session. I would like to invite Professor Pedro Lima, the trustee of RoboCup Federation, to give his speech and greeting to all participants. So please welcome Professor Pedro Lima.
Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. Welcome to RoboCup 2022. It's really a great pleasure for me to be able to say a few words, also on behalf of the trustees, the contact trustees of the RoboCup Federation, me, Professor Flávio Palmirandel, and Itsuki Noda from Brazil and Japan, respectively. We have been working hard with the local organization to organize a great RoboCup that we want to be organized in person this time after a big success of our virtual event last year. But in person, RoboCup is another thing. I've been here for several years already. I built a passion for robot competitions because of RoboCup. I started in 1998 in the second edition of it, and I was the trustee from 2003 until 2012, and I am again since 2016. And meanwhile, not only participated in several leagues, particularly in soccer, middle size, four-leg league, but also in rescue and now in at home. So I really have the possibility of appreciating all the different sides of RoboCup and how they really are a means of progressing, not only as many people think in education, where it's definitely very important for all the participants, the students from juniors till PhD level, but also and maybe even mainly in terms of research. In fact, a lot of my research, like Professor Peter Stone said for himself, has been driven and motivated by RoboCup topics, and several PhD students finished their thesis with case studies in RoboCup. We have been involved in other competitions as well, and even promoting here in Europe competitions which are basically inspired by RoboCup, like the European Robotics League currently. And so this is really a passionate experience, and I would like to pass that spirit to all the participants and organizers of RoboCup 2022, particularly to those who don't know yet how this is and are learning during these 3 days of pre-RoboCup event. I have also co-organized together with several colleagues in Lisbon RoboCup in 2004. I know how much effort it takes to organize this. So I salute the local organizers, in particular Professor Jackrit, for being brave to go ahead and doing this. But I think they will, in the end, also get back all the pleasure of being involved in such a great event. I did myself, and I think that's something you'll never forget over the years. I think what is most important to retain, and all of you who are going to participate and get excited about it, is that RoboCup is about research with real systems, with common problems that everyone faces and provides their solutions. So it's kind of a different paradigm of doing and presenting research, which to me is definitely the top of all paradigms that we can have in research when we present and confront it with our colleagues. So welcome to what I think is the top AI and robotics event in the world. Please enjoy it. Please, the organizers, do your best, and let's really have a great RoboCup 2022 in person in Thailand. I hope to be there in July.
Thank you so much, Professor. We're also hoping to see you here in Thailand. So last but not least, I would like to invite Professor JackritSuthakorn, General Chair of the RoboCup 2022 event. He's from MahidolUniversity. So he will give us a welcome speech. So please welcome Professor Jackrit.
สวัสดีครับ Okay, this is a Thai way that to greeting all of you. Okay, my name is JackritSuthakorn, and I'm very glad that today we have this meeting together. This pre-RoboCup, actually, we try to organize and to raise up the idea and to discuss about the thing and listen to the technical issue and also the rules and regulation of the leagues. Okay, so myself, let me introduce myself a little bit. Currently I'm the General Chair for the RoboCup 2022. I'm from MahidolUniversity. I'm also the part of the board of trustee of the RoboCup. I myself have the background studying in US for my master and PhD degree. I spent time in US for more than 8 years and have seen a lot of things here in US. But after return to Thailand, and then I become the faculty member. So I got the opportunity to join with the friends at that time in Thailand back to 2003, 2004. Robotics is still young. Okay, so we gather together and we try to get together to have the activity among the researchers in robotics field together. One of the top priority is to do the robot competition and also the exchanging of the knowledge. So we aim the goal together for the RoboCup. And for myself, the very first year that I attend the RoboCup is in 2005. At that time, I think it's very fascinating. And let's say that I fell in love with RoboCup. RoboCup is not just only about the robot competition. For my opinion, I think this is a big community that we can come in, and every year it's like we have the appointment that we will come and meet and greet to each other and share the things to each other. So it's very good community. Okay, so from there I start to develop more things that I learned from RoboCup, and also create more society and community RoboCup in Thailand too, through the society here in Thailand. So actually for Thailand and RoboCup, we have a lot of activities that has been successful. Okay, we have one of the largest rescue robot league in Thailand. I could say that we used to reach to the point like 100 teams a year, okay, to compete internal in the Thailand Open. And then we have the very good team to join the rescue robot league in RoboCup. We also have the small size league, like the leading team like a Plasma C, like Scuba, and also nowadays with the at home, and many more that we involved in the RoboCup. I myself, I never missed even once from 2005 until now. So that is my experience, that what I learned, and I think is very useful. And I found that actually RoboCup is about, Pedro mentioned about research. Okay, I also see the education, like Peter mentioned about education. And I think the linkage to industry and so on, and especially for RoboCup alumni, now become the main force to develop the robotics and AI to the world. Okay, so I believe so that the RoboCup is very important, and it's about people and community. So it's very important that I still take this opportunity, try to push forward and have the RoboCup come back to meet each other again in person. So the Thailand RoboCup organization, we try to do the best to have the RoboCup 2022 here in Bangkok. So our moment at the RoboCup 2022, we will have the RoboCup competition, we will have the RoboCup symposium, we will have the robot and AI exhibition, and we hope that we can also create the event like a startup and pitching that will link all of you to the industry and the future of the robotics and AI. So this Pre-RoboCup 2022, as I mentioned, so this is a brief introduction that we all can come back and join through this online system. But anyway, this should be the basic platform that create the activity between us again. I believe each league right now they already have their own activities, but this could be another part that we can come and join and see to each other. So at the end, I would like to say that I hope that Pre-RoboCup event would make a fruitful result, and all of us should be learning something together through this Pre-RoboCup, and hope to see all of you in Thailand in July for RoboCup 2022. So at last here, I'd like to thank Pedro to come here and join us, and I think many more people today come and join us here, and also in the next couple days that we will do for the Pre-RoboCup. So thank you very much also Peter that they couldn't be here. He couldn't be here at this moment, but yeah, he prepared his very nice presentation and talk to us. And thank you again, Pedro. And I hope that all the organizing team should be proud and happy. And please, all the RoboCup participants, please enjoy. See you in Bangkok, Thailand in July. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Jackrit. So the next schedule is about the session for each league. So I would like to show you a bit about our schedule for today. Okay. So from 8 p.m. Thailand time, we're going to dividing for the league section into 3 main sessions. So from the session 1, we will have the RoboCup Soccer standard form, and then following with the RoboCup Industrial at Work. And for the session 2, we have the RoboCup at Home open platform, following with the RoboCup Soccer simulation. And for the session 3, we have the RoboCup Junior on stage. So we hope that we can see you there. Okay, so before we go further to each league, I would like to invite everyone to take a group photo together. So please turn on the camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. So I'm very glad that we see you here today. So we have around half an hour break before we see each other again in the league section. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.